I have that.
Okay, if you will remember to put them up, because he told me I should do it, but you know something? When I'm altered, I can barely talk or function, much less anything else. So it's good if you do that.
Well, first and foremost, how is Leo?
He's sitting in the other room on the back of the sofa, which means to me he's decided I'm not going to scoop him up and run out the door with him, which is good because he hates
Not
that.
wrong.
And what he does is he'll sit on the stairs and look at me like, is she going to whatever? He knows that if I shower, something's up. So if we're not doing anything on a particular day, I just don't shower because otherwise he gets real upset and he disappears. But you know, if I shower, he's like, "What's she showering for? Is she going to take me somewhere,
He's got
or
trust
is
issues
she?"
about leaving the house.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't like to go in the car. He doesn't really mind going to a place. He just doesn't like to drive in the car. So, I mean, you can take him to the vet. He's always very nice with the people at the vet. He likes the groomer, not the new one that we had to use temporarily, but he usually likes his normal groomer, and he doesn't have any problem once we get there. It's just getting there. But he
Well,
loves
it's the
that.
sweets involved, right?
Yeah, he loves that the fancy feast. And it looks like a lava cake that human beings get. You know how you get a little lava cake
Yes,
like that, and they cut
we
it
love it.
open. There's stuff in there. Well, for cats, it's gravy in there. So when
I
you
see.
cut it open, it's gravy, and he's like, "Yes, gravy."
I'm really glad he likes it. I'll have to send him some more.
He also likes the gravy cuts because he just likes the gravy. So he leaves the most food, but he only drinks up the gravy. So
Well, we humans like the gravy, just a different kind.
yeah, and if you buy him like broth, cat broth, and no, just
Nope,
forget it. He won't eat that. It's got
good
to
to
be
know.
with the meat or something. I don't get it, but whatever.
He's still got enough catnip, right? He's not
Yeah, oh
out of it
yeah,
yet.
he's doing
All
good
right.
with the cat, and he
Send him
can find catnip no matter what. He can
some
always find catnip.
Good
All
morning,
right,
everyone. Thank you
do
for
we have
joining us
people?
today. Hello. Oh, yeah, we got a bunch of people.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, we
nice.
do. We always have a bunch of people when you're here. Everybody's happy to see you. Chantal is here.
Really?
Jennifer, Lindsay. Hello, everyone. Janine, Lori, Margarita. Bradley's here. Hello, Bradley. Hi, Cherise. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Israel. Hi, Lori. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Dawn. How is everyone? Did you guys sleep well? Hi, Tess. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Karen. Hi, Jennifer. So yeah, it's been a very interesting month so far. Lots of exciting things happening. You know, the end of the year is a lot of finishing up of things and
Yes, indeed.
things. Yes, it's been an exciting few weeks. You never know
But
what's
the
going to happen
moon,
from day to day.
that
Yeah, exactly.
moon, that moon has been spectacular. The moon, this recent
Very
moon,
intense.
full moon, it's been crazy like that. I'm gonna put this on no sounds because I don't need sound. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so hard to do with my finger now. Come
Light
on.
my giant sage here as I set my lap on fire.
I
That's
think
great.
don't set your lap on fire, but giant sage sounds
That's the
good to
importance of
me.
using the shell. Thank you for reminding me, universe. Melting my
All
pants here
right.
as I'm trying to light my sage.
Now I don't know if I cut it off or on. It's not
Hi,
telling me.
Dawn. Hi, Megan.
Ah, did it. Yay. All right, we're good.
Hi,
All right.
Amanda. Hi, Mona.
I have this crazy setup now, this new thing, and
Where
it's
are
not
your
like
stars?
my
I
old
didn't know
thing.
about stars. Thank you for trying, though. You're very sweet. Thank you, Dawn. Hi, Ria. Hi, Allison. We're just having a little chit chat at the moment.
Anybody
That's
have
full
some chit
frequency on
chatting
stage.
they wanna do? They wanna ask? Oh, I just figured something
Summer,
out.
good morning. Hi, Anya. It looks like a huge joint. It is.
I don't know. What's pretty
I'm
funny
in
is,
such high spirits this morning. What can I say?
well, your bowl did quite a lot, I think.
Oh, it's just because I'm getting to talk to you this morning.
Oh, is that what it is? Well, thank you for
Yeah,
that.
Bradley wants to know what new movies you've been watching lately.
Oh, what a good question. I have a student who gives me movies all the time. He gave me, I know it's weird, but I watch war movies sometimes. He gave me Band of Brothers, which was 10 parts long. It took me about 2 to 3 days to watch the whole thing. I couldn't do it all at one shot. I had to do it in parts. And that was amazingly good because it had Damian Lewis in it, and I love that guy. He's a Canadian,
Yeah.
an actor from Canada, and I just love that guy. I love that guy. And so he could be in anything, and I'd be happy to watch him. And then I watched, he also sent me Hacksaw Ridge, which has that little guy from Spider-Man. It's the main guy playing a conscientious objector who saves his entire platoon of people, like 75, 80 people. And I'm surprised that kid can act. He's not just Spider-Man. You know, I can't read.
That's a good face.
Which Spider-Man is he? Not the last Spider-Man, but the one in before that, the Amazing Spider-Man, and they called him, I think, in his movies. But I was like, hey, that's Spider-Man. What's he doing there? Yeah,
Don just had a good question. Laura, why the sage and not the Palo Santo? Well, sage is for cleansing and Palo Santo is for raising. So you actually use both when you're doing cleansings, just for the record. So what I normally do is I start with sage. Sage will cleanse the negative energy from the space, and then the Palo Santo invites the positive energies back in.
That's a lovely idea.
Sage kind of chases everything out, doesn't it?
Well, I'm thinking, can I use it on my neighbors? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just thinking that. I'll tell you a secret about Palo Santo, though. If you light it and it goes like into a corner, there's something in the corner that you have to get rid of. If it comes back on you, you need to clear yourself. If it goes someplace else weird in the room, if it goes straight up, fine. But watch where it goes, because it will talk to you and tell you what needs to be cleared.
See where it's going. It's going straight up. A good sign.
That's a good thing. Yep, you must have cleared it with the. You must have cleared it with the bowl and with the other thing.
Yeah. See.
Yeah,
well, I was just showing Angelica my new singing bowl that I got for cleansing the space, and it's got a little Siddhartha in the middle. I love the violet color as well. It's a beautiful color. So yeah, there's lots of ways to cleanse the space. You don't have to use smoke. I just prefer smoke.
Well, you know, some people are allergic to it, or if you like go into a building that is a public building and they have fire alarms and all that, you can't use smoke in there. You know, you have to use something else. I have a friend that makes sprays that work very, very well.
I've been using this one. This one is sage, cedar, eucalyptus, mugwort, rose, and geranium.
Well, that should cover everything.
I don't know. Well, I have 3 different kinds because I don't mess around, Angelica. I have this one is sage, Palo Santo, hyssop, mugwort, frankincense, yarrow, copal, cedarwood, and rosemary. That's
wow.
So I know, right? And then I have another one that I got off of Etsy. This one is a smudging spray that you can get on Etsy that I just tried out. And this one's got rose water, witch hazel, Himalayan sea salt, Palo Santo, sage, rosemary, clove, hyssop, lavender, frankincense, eucalyptus.
Wow.
So this one is a little strong, though, I must say.
My friend used to only make abundance spray, and it smelled so good. And I'd say, can't you like make this in the gallon size? And she said no. She couldn't make it in the gallon size. I'm like, are you sure you can't make it in? Nope, I can't do it.
What I use for the gallon size one is I use the Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap. So you get that in a big gallon, and you can dilute that in water. And peppermint is really good for anti-astral parasites.
I think peppermint for me would be a bit strong, though I like it. The taste of it
is strong. That's why the astral parasites don't like it. So that's why it works.
I don't really worry about astral parasites too much.
Aaron says,
I don't worry about
clearing demon energy. Yes, mugwort is very good. Mugwort is good for quite a few things, actually.
Well, I noticed you had rose in one of them. Rose is a very high vibration, white sages. But anyway, I asked this friend of mine, I said, I'm going to go clear people's houses from time to time. Can you make me a clearing spray? And she did. She made me a clearing spray that I can just take in and spray places, and she's added to it. As time goes on, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. The last one had both Palo Santo oil and white sage in it, and it was like, whoa, that'll wake the neighbors.
I I've been making one where I take like because I get a lot of flowers. I keep flowers in my house just for high vibe sakes. And I bought some yesterday. But whenever
Oh,
I have roses that are slightly old, then like a few days later, I take them, I boil them in a pot of water with a couple bundles of sage, and then I put orange peel in there and I boil
oh
that down.
my.
And then I add cloves, like the little cloves that I got from my
Yep.
one friend in Grenada. And then I add cinnamon bark that she also gave me. And then I add a little bit of essential oils of all of them. So that way it holds the smell a bit longer. And I've been using that and making my own sprays. And I'm actually giving them out for Christmas, my own little anti-beastie sprays.
Oh, that's nice. Well, it also makes the house smell really good.
It
When
does.
you,
It
it
really
makes the
does.
house smell so good, and with the clove and all the stuff you just mentioned, it would make it smell so Christmassy, wouldn't it?
I know that's
Because
why I'm giving it out for Christmas. I know it's very
yeah,
Christmassy.
it smells very, 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 very Christmassy for sure.
I add a little bit of the essential oils of each one as well so that it holds the smell because I noticed if you just boil it in the water after 2-3 days, it starts to not be
Right,
as
get
strong. So I
icky.
add the
Yeah,
oils as well to keep it, you know, it's
fresh.
very nice. I love it. It does smell very Christmassy.
Oh yeah, I know. I used to do that a lot here, but I don't know. I haven't done it for a long time. I don't know why. I
Oh,
just
Dawn
haven't.
says you can also bathe with rose petals. Yeah, you can add rose petals and essential oils to your bath, which is really nice. Siddhartha suggested coffee. So if you
Oh yeah,
use a
we
coffee
coffee
plunger,
bath. Yes,
coffee
coffee
bath, you can
bath
use
is
reuse your plunger for the little granules. Add them to their bath as well.
well when you use coffee, it clears everything. I mean, and if you do it 3 days in a row, you feel different. The first time somebody, and I hate coffee, but the first time somebody suggested I do that, I thought, oh man, I don't even like the smell of coffee because I don't. And anyway, they said, no, no, 3 days. You have to do it 3 days. So I did it 3 days in a row, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it works.
Oh, good to
it
know.
it feels like a total reset, but then I'm walking around going, I smell like coffee now. That's no good.
You just need to add some cocoa powder, like my friend Adriana taught me. That's what I'm drinking right now. Is I'm drinking a mocha. It takes away the coffeeness to it. I like
Ugh.
the little bit of cocoa powder. It helps.
I think if coffee was the last thing on earth that there was to drink, I would just have to pass. Just saying. Just no.
Erin says, "Have you tried putting Celtic sea salt in your water?" Yes, that's a very good way to add electrolytes and to kind of rebalance your energies. And yeah,
Does he mean to bathe or drink it? What does he mean?
both. Both. Minimal amount in the drinking water, obviously, but if you could add it to the bath, that's even better. I have a literal, like, I got a 30-pound tub of sea salt, Celtic sea salt that I got for
Wow.
like
Where do
50
you
bucks
get Celtic
online.
sea salt?
I know, I know. It was a giant, giant thing of it. And so it took me an hour to get into it because it was
Oh
so like,
my
there's like
gosh.
screwdrivers trying to pry the top off. I've never had such a big thing of salt. But yeah, I've been adding like it's just a
Oh,
cup of sea salt and a cup of Epsom salt to my baths every night. And I feel like $1,000,000 before bed. It helps to get rid of all that funky energy of the day so you can sleep well.
yeah, I do like salt in the bath water too. I do like that. I like kosher salt or pink Himalayan. They are my two
Mm.
options. I quit using sea salt because the ocean's so polluted now. You know.
That's why they recommend if you're going to use sea salt, they say to use Celtic sea salt or Mediterranean sea salt. Those are the
Yeah,
two best
because
ones.
it's cleaner. Yeah,
It's the
cleaner
cleanest. Yeah.
there. That
Yep.
makes sense.
I do love it though. Like I just something about the salt. In fact, somebody was saying they got a clearing the other day in their house, and one of the things that the soul guides recommended, especially if you have carpets, you guys, this is a big one for carpets, is to sprinkle sea salt into the carpet and then leave it for like 24 hours and then vacuum it up. And
And
you'd
your
be surprised
shoes.
how much negative energy you get rid of.
And your shoes. Do you know how much stuff you pick up in your shoes? So if you get a little bag, you don't want to put straight salt in your shoes. You'll be walking on rocks for the rest of your life. So you put the salt in a little mesh bag, the kind you get for jewelry and stuff, and you put those in your shoes. And it
Yeah.
clears that icky, whatever you walked on all day long, it gets rid of that.
That's
It's
a good
funny.
idea to get like a little, like a foot tray or something to put outside your door and to put sea salt on the tray and then put your shoes on top of that.
I don't know. I think it's just better to put it in the shoe, that part of the shoe that touches your feet, because it'll
Oh,
make your feet feel better. And you just, the little bags I'm talking about, they're like little jewelry bags, little mesh. They're about this big. Some people put tea in them, things like that.
hi,
And you
Steph.
just,
Steph is here. Baking soda is a deodorizing salt. Nice one, Steph. Good suggestion. That's a good one. And baking soda is also good for parasites and other things too, for some reason.
yeah, I like baking soda in the water. I do. I like it there in
Baking
water
soda
when
in
I
your
take a
water is
bath.
really good too.
It makes the water feel better to me.
Yeah.
Whatever it does. I don't know if it alkalizes the water. I don't know what it does, but whatever it does, when you put it in the water, it really feels good. It makes your skin feel good. Coffee makes your skin feel good. That's the only upside to coffee, I can tell you.
I did a
Besides getting rid
clearing
of
on
unwanted
an
things.
80 something year old man last night, and the soul guides recommended a dry salt foot bath, basically, where you just you just take your feet and stick them in a bowl of salt, no water included. You just leave your feet in the salt for a while, and it helps to drain all that negative energy out that way.
I've seen people that you put this dry salt in your hands and you do this, and then you wash your hands with water. But you
Yeah,
start out getting the energy off with the salt. And then some people use cinnamon, which is interesting to me. I just
cinnamon is
saw
a
that
very
recently.
there's a
And I
lot of
thought,
things that I'm learning are protective. Like my favorite smell in the whole world is lilac. I love lilac. And then I researched the metaphysical properties of lilac, and they're like, oh, protection against negative energy and entities. And I was like, really?
the best protection is raise your vibration. You do that, they can't touch you, They just can't touch you.
I know. The
So,
other day I was in a float tank and I was enjoying myself, just ready to kind of zen out, I was kind of fading away. And all of a sudden it got ice cold in the float tank. Something came in.
oh,
I know, it got really, really cold. It felt like somebody opened a door to a freezer. And I was like, oh,
oh,
no, you don't. I was like, get out of here. You are not welcome in here. And I chased it away with energetically, I guess. And then I contacted one of the mediums after I got out and I was like, can you check me? And they're like, yeah, you had residual energy, but it couldn't get through. Your vibration was too high. And I was like,
that's
yeah.
the way. Yep.
It's like, yes. They tried. They were knocking, but they couldn't get in.
And they're not allowed to. That's another thing. You just say, get out, because they're not allowed to. They're not allowed to unless you let them in. They will come in. And
Mm-hmm.
for people that are empathetic, it doesn't, or children, they're really bad about tormenting children.
I
And poor
know. But children can
children,
see
the
them.
poor,
Children are more
poor,
sensitive.
well, poor children, they say, hey, I saw this. And the parents are like, oh, you just imagined it. Just forget it. It's not real. That's the
That
worst
happened
thing you
to
can
me.
do.
Go back to
It,
your room, turn off the lights. You're not paying the electric bill. I'm like, I'm never sleeping with the light off again. Thank you very much.
I don't sleep with the lights off because I sometimes wake up and I don't know where I'm at. I travel so much at night. I'll think, where am I when I have it complete? So I have these little, they call them fairy lights in England, but little white Christmas tree lights.
Oh,
They're everywhere. They're just
Bradley got
everywhere.
my notes. Love it, Bradley. Oh,
And I have them everywhere too, so I can walk through the house with the lights completely off and nobody knows I'm home. That's a good thing too. I guess. I think it is.
oh.
So
So,
what's
is it all right if we bring in the man of the hour? Because we've already been chit chatting 20 minutes. It went so quick.
yeah, can I put in a commercial?
Please do. Yes, you've got something coming up, don't you?
So there's two different things. Sorry, what am I getting three from? Is there something I forgot? Okay. So the first thing is I still have about 3 dates left on the December calendar. If you want one of them, you should sign up. They won't last forever. And I don't know. when I'll be doing the hour sessions again. So if you want to get the half price session that is an hour instead of 2, now is the time to
There
do
you go,
that.
guys. Half price discount on a chat with
Yeah,
Siddhartha.
it's not exactly a discount. It's just half because it's only an hour instead of 2. And then you don't get me. You just get to talk to him. Unless I pick up something really important, then we add a little bit. But if you want that, now's the time. So that's the first thing. The second thing is he decided with Chris and Daniela, he decided that we would do a 2-part event. The first part will be on December 24th, the day before Christmas. So Christmas Eve daytime, I think in the afternoon. It's posted on my page, but I think you're going to post it here again in a minute. And that will be like a release of the year. Now you can release further back than this year if you want to. I don't think there's any, okay, you can only do this year, that's it. I don't think it's like that. I think you can release as much stuff as you want to.
This is what you do. You don't. This is why we have New Year's resolutions. We release all the shit we don't need from the past. Yes.
Well, this is going to be a really interesting thing, and this is how he's decided to set it. He's decided to set it up. I really stay out of the loop sometimes. But what he wants to do is help you get through that part in the first part of this event. And the second part, which will be on New Year's Day, we will have a tea ceremony. Now, normally we do this with our group in Africa, but he decided he wants to try to do it himself. And I haven't practiced that with him, so I don't know how that's going to work out. But it'll be interesting.
What a wonderful thought.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's got in mind. That happens a lot, but I'm eager to see how that's gonna work out.
Wow.
I don't know, but you'll need an empty cup. You'll need a tea that you like, and you'll need something to pour the tea from into your empty cup. That's what I know for sure.
I'm excited about this. Thank you. I love those little rituals. There's a couple of them that I've read before and done where you fill a cup with water and you say, everything that I have taken from others, I return into this glass and I return back to source. And then you dump the water on the ground. And then you take another glass of water, refill it, and say, everything that has been taken from me, I return it back to source. I return it back to myself. And then you drink the water. It was one of the soul retrieval exercises, as they call them. So is that kind of what he's planning? Something similar?
I don't know what he's planning. I have not practiced with him, and even if I do, he'll be in and I'll be somewhere else. So I don't know.
Cool.
Somebody will know, but it won't be me.
I love these little rituals. In fact, last night the Soul Guide had a hilarious one. I was like, you really want me to put this in the report? It was really funny because they said to this one lady, they said, we want you to go to the snow, somewhere with snow. We want you to strip down naked and we want you to roll in the snow 9 times.
No, thanks.
Really? Yes, this is important. This is a soul purification exercise. And they said it's very important. You roll in the snow naked 9 times. And I was like, how do I word this without sounding like a total lunatic?
I know that there are people that that live in cold places, like maybe Alaska or someplace that gets that do rituals where they strip off naked and they go jump in a pond and get out of the pond or whatever it is to in
New Jersey, we have the Polar Bear Club where every New Year's
like that.
Yeah.
Like that. I would never do that.
Purification exercise, which I mean, I get, but at the same time, it doesn't sound any less crazy when you're telling people to strip naked and jump in the snow. But the Soul Guides are like, no, this is important. She must do it. You better put it in the report.
Wow.
But they even told me, they're like, come on, Laura, you do it too. They're like, you'll find some snow, Laura, you can do it as well.
Be nice if we get a little bit of snow. I wouldn't mind that, but I think stripping down in my neighborhood would cause a bit of a disturbance.
Make sure you're
a bit of a stir. I don't think so.
So there
Oh,
you go,
let's not go there.
Canadians, Steph, there you go. If you want to purify yourself and you don't have an ocean, you can go and jump into Snowdrift and roll around.
Well, there are a lot of ways to do that. I mean, you just have to do what is culturally appropriate for you, and then, go or find a thing that works for you. If it doesn't work for you, you could do it and it's not going to help you. But if you're really tuned into snow and earth and those kinds of things, then sure, why not? And you live in the middle of nowhere and nobody's going to catch you
I just
because you
hope
don't
that
want to
you
go to
guys have
jail.
water or a hot tub to jump into after.
Well, that's true. That would be a good
Yeah,
ritual
then
too.
you're
Instead
set.
of getting
You're fine.
into the snow, you could get into a hot tub. I mean, with it snowing, why not? People do
Uh-huh.
that, don't they?
And he says, watch out for the drones. Give the
Oh,
drones something to look at.
there's that really weird thing. Okay.
Oh, so funny. All right.
So,
I shared the
that
link,
that is,
by the way. I'll share it one more time. There's the link, everyone, for the event coming up.
and of
Two
course,
parts playlist.
like always, you'll get the recording for life or something like that. So it's a fairly good deal, I think, for a two-part event. And the one for the first day of January, that is to call into your life what you want to have in it. And the 24th is to release all the stuff you want to get rid of. So you have about a week in there for the energy to settle down before you call in something new. So it should be good. And no, I don't know what he's going to do. I never know what he's going to do. That's a big part of
The soul guides
trust,
like
I
to on
guess.
our toes.
He was funny when he was talking to you, and he left, but he wasn't far. He was like right here, and so all of a sudden, I'm speaking sort of. I'm like, wait a minute, get back up. You're a
It
little
was
too
really
close.
funny. Angelica was sending me a voice note, and Siddhartha was like, no, I need to say something. I was like halfway through the voice note, Siddhartha just came in. And I started jumping up and down when I heard his voice. I was like, like it totally made my day. Thank you for that, really. A
Well,
message from him is always the highlight of my whole month.
he's funny, and he did. He wanted to tell you that. I don't know why. I don't even know what he told you. I didn't.
It was divine timing, as we say, the message.
He's good like that. He's
Yeah,
really good like that.
yes,
So,
indeed.
let him
I was
come
gonna say he's
in.
right over your shoulder, isn't he? He's ready. He's like, come
Yes,
on.
yes, he's right here. It's really close. He's like, I used to have a cat that
He's
would put,
nothing.
when he wanted something, he'd put his head in my elbow, and he'd look at me. And I'd say, "Oh, you want snacks? Is that what it is?" And he's kind of the same. He's like a little kid. He gets really close, and it's like, personal space. Needs some personal space, really. So it's very funny. And then all of a sudden, things come out of my mouth that I'm not expecting, and it's like, wait a minute, you know. But it's part of the whole thing, It's kind of an interesting experience, really. I can't say it's ever
Mhm.
been a bad experience. It's always been good with him, because he's good. He's very good. But there's a lot of him that is very much like a child. I mean, and somebody told me one time the really great masters are very childlike. And he is. He's very innocent in certain ways. And,
Children are
you
very
know,
connected to source. There's.
yep, that's what it is. But that's what I was told once. And I believe that is really true because he's certainly that way. I have to sit straighter because he sits straighter than I do. He's always like, sit up straighter. Okay, I'll sit straighter. All right, let's get out of here, shall we? All
We'll see
right.
you soon, my
Thank you.
love.
All right. Everybody take a breath. You might as well. So
Don't forget to say the thing.
yeah, I'm going to say the thing right now. So we are light beings, and that's all of us. We are light beings. We release all of our past negatives. We seek the light. We're protected by the light. We're surrounded by the light, accompanied by the light. Aspire toward the light because we are light beings. And we thank the universe for all it has given to us today and in the future. There you are. We
Hello,
are
friend.
very happy to see you today.
It makes my whole day to speak with you. How are you?
Oh, we are always fine. We don't have bills to pay. We don't have people to fuss at us or any of that, so we're good.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're very excited to speak with you.
We're very happy to have you here with us and are energetic. We like that. It's very
Mm.
nice.
And
You
thank
know
you
what?
so much for the message you gave me yesterday. It was
You,
perfect timing as always.
you are very welcome, and we are happy to do that for you.
Thank
We
you.
thought you needed to hear it. Yes,
Yes, big changes happening in my life right now.
correct. And more will come because we promise you that. Oh, that's a bad promise to make, isn't it? We are joking. There's two bad jokes
Change
in a
is
row.
inevitable, as you said in the message. It's
Yes, it's our life is not permanent. Everything changes, right?
Mhm.
And that's what a Buddhist always say. Our life is impermanent because it's true. A lot of things will change, but even the land does not stay the same. It
Yes.
can change too. It can have volcano, can have what do they call that word when the water comes in?
Flooding, the
Tsunami,
mudslide, tsunamis. Yes.
tsunami, mudslide, and all of that. So even Earth can change. Yes, it can
Yes.
shift because it's supposed to. We think.
Yes.
Life is supposed to be full of challenge. It is not supposed to be boring. Like you just go to work every day, you come home every day, you feed your kids, you go to at the store your grocery. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be an adventure. Even what is terrible can be an adventure, can't it?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes, we think
It's
so
all
too.
about the journey, as they say, not the destination.
Correct. And the more you have journey, the better it is. Now, some people, we have noticed sometimes when we read, what's that called, Facebook page. People talk to us there sometimes. So we read that and we hear some people, oh, this bad thing happened to me and this happened and I am this and I am that and all of these negative things. Well, if you think that way, you'll have it.
Mhm.
But you will hit a rough patch from time to time and you just have to say, okay, I can get through this. I've been through more. I've been through worse. I can get through this. Whether it's grief thing someone has passed out of their body, or whether it's something different than that. But you can do it. And
Yes.
that is what life is supposed to be about, right? Terrible things can happen, but it's not the end of you. Do you see what we mean?
Yes. Yes. Or just our vessel, I should say, I guess, moving from one
Correct.
space to another.
That's
Transitions.
right. That's right. We like to use that word, transition, because people don't die. The spirit doesn't die. It just changes forms. Even you're very smart. What's his name? Einstein said that, right? He said energy does not change. It does not die, does not go away. It continues to change form. We are paraphrasing because we don't know the whole quote. We're sorry about
Yes.
that. But
Yes.
we're close. We're close to it.
Yes.
But you understand what we mean. So when we see that on the page, we have such a feeling that we should speak to it. And we thought, well, we won't speak to the individual about it because we don't want to say, look, you're just being negative for no reason. We don't want to do that. But we want to say to everyone that you don't have to have trouble. You don't have to. And guess what happens? The more positive you get, the better things happen to you. How does that work? Because your thoughts have a force, an energetic force that you put out to the world, to the universe, to whatever, to everything. So when you are feeling good and you're calling things into yourself, guess what happens? You get it. Have you seen people you say, my gosh, they're so lucky? They're not lucky. There's no such thing as luck. What it is you are putting forward that you can do a certain thing, and guess what happens? It
You attract
works.
it.
Correct.
It's all about the
It's
law
not,
of attraction, as they say.
we don't
Focusing.
call it that because it sometimes, there's sometimes a little thing called karma that gets in the way, and it has
You
no,
attract that
uh,
as well, technically.
yes, true. You got a good point. We like that. But it's very interesting to us that people they do well when things are going well, but when things are not going well, they do terrible because they don't see it's when you're doing terrible that you need to rise up and to be more positive, to bring in that positive thing. So it's not always just about thought either. Sometimes it's your reaction to a thing that
Mm.
creates a certain consequence of karma, whatever you want to call it. Because there's always consequence. Yes?
Yes, karma is one of those things that many of us are very keen to purge in this lifetime, to release in this lifetime.
It's very hard for a human being to just decide, okay, I'm going to get rid of that. It doesn't exactly work that way.
Mm.
But we can tell you the better that you do good works and your heart is good, that makes it easier. We'll say that. How about that? That's
Yeah.
pretty good, isn't it? It's a little secret. We would wink, but we can't open the eyes. So you just think of it as wink, okay?
I like what you said, though. You said it's not getting harder, it's just getting more.
Correct. We have a
Yes.
joke with our vessel. She's always saying that her abilities per se, or her gift. We like to say gift. She likes to say ability. So she'll say, these are just getting, they're just getting harder. They're getting worse. And we say, they are not getting worse. They are getting more. What are you talking? And
Mm-hmm.
she's like, no, no, they are not worse. They are just more. That's it. So just calm down and accept that they're going to be
You
more.
learn to handle more, and then the universe gives you the tests to make sure that
Correct.
you can really juggle what you think you can.
Well, the tests are really created sometimes by your own karma or your own self that you don't believe that you can do certain things, right?
Yes.
And so if you allow yourself to think, I can do that, guess what happens? You can do it.
Mm.
What a surprise.
And if you believe you can't do it, you are also manifesting that.
That's right. And that's what we tell people all the time. If you really think you can't do it, there's no point in us trying to help you because you won't be able to. But if you think you can maybe do it, even if you just think maybe I can do that, you know what happens?
Mm.
It opens that little door out, a little crack. And that's when a good thing can happen, is when you say, maybe I can. You're not saying, no, I can't. You're not saying, oh, I totally believe it that I can. You're saying, maybe I can do. So what we say to that is, just try. What do you have to lose if you just try? Nothing. Correct?
Mm.
That was a very big breath you just took.
I know. I've been having a bit of an argument with my higher self over the last couple weeks. Um, my higher self, I've been a bit impatient with my psychic ability, my psychic development. My
Yes.
higher self, and instead of helping me, well, how do I put this into a phrase where I don't insult my higher self? It's making me feel like I'm impatient because I don't want to wait because I'm like, come on, like, turn it on.
Can
But at
can
the
we
same
tell?
time, the only thing it activated was pain in my foot over the last week. Like, it's actually been hard for me to walk with my left foot. So last night, as I was doing a clearing, I asked the soul guide to connect with my higher self and to ask my higher self why my left foot is hurting. And my higher self said, I am making your foot hurt intentionally. And they said, because you are not rooted in your body. They said, you are not practicing embodiment. You keep thinking about other lifetimes, past lifetimes, future lifetimes. You are not
Yes.
trying to escape from this lifetime. So this was my red flag to call attention to the fact that my higher self said, one, you don't need to rush. Your psychic development is happening fast enough already.
Yes.
And two, they said, you need to embody yourself. You need to be Lara. They said, we don't want you to be, the person you were in the past. We don't want you to think about the person you are going to be next. We want you to be Lara fully. And that
That's
was the
true.
message of the pain.
It was very true
And
because
it made me want to
people
shake my fist at my higher self.
People come and they say to us, "Oh, what about my past life for this or for that or for?" It doesn't matter. You're not in that life. You're here right now. And unless that directly affects you in this life, maybe you meet somebody from another time, then
Hmm.
that might affect it, right? But it's you're not that person exactly anymore. You have some of the same things. You got the persona, perhaps. Not all the time, but sometimes. People bring that into this life. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to know if you were the Queen of England or, the pauper that lived down the street in the gutter. You don't need to know that. You see what we mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
I do.
people say, "Oh, I need to learn how to do this or do that." You don't. You don't need that. What you need to do is live right now, right this minute, because this minute will never come and go again.
I
You're
know.
talking to us right now, so you're in this minute, yes?
Yes, I am.
Isn't it nice to be here in this minute?
Especially because I'm talking to you, Siddhartha.
Yes, we were trying to get a good compliment out of it. We're joking, of course.
I know.
That's
But I
that's our
must say,
third bit joke.
I have noticed ironically this morning as I'm talking to my foot, I say to my foot, I love being Laura. I'm not trying to escape. I love being Laura. I'm not trying to escape. And I keep saying it to my foot. And funnily enough, it's actually starting to help. The pain is actually getting less.
We think too that the foot and it's right in the center of the chakra, is it not? The chakra
Yes.
is in that little arch and the what is it called? Instep? You
Yes.
know what we're talking?
Mhm.
And that's where the chakra is, but we think the
That's
chakra
where
on
I'm
that
hurting.
foot.
It's exactly where my foot hurts. Yes.
Yes, but we think it hurts for another reason too, and that is it's got like you have a drain in your clog. Oh no, that's backwards. A clog in your drain. You know what we're talking? When your
Mm-hmm.
bathtub is clogged up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your chakra is having that problem too. It is clogged up.
Yeah, they said my grounding is having an issue. Yes.
Well, what we need to do is just clear it.
Ah,
Can we
thank
do
you.
it right now? Do you
Yes,
mind?
please.
We
I'm letting
we
I've
think
been
it's
doing
your
a lot of
left
running
foot.
too. This has been helping my exercise here.
Is your
So,
left foot?
yes, it's my left. Yes.
All right, all right. So hold very still. One, two, three. We'll clear that. We'll get
Thank you.
Chinese doctor to do that. Ah, there's a lot of stuff stuck there. No wonder you have problem.
I got to do the qigong kicks like Christopher was teaching me. I got to release the stuff in my foot.
This has made your chakra wobble
Yes,
like
they did
not
say I have a
not
wobble.
round. It's not round. So we're going to put it back into round. You'll
Thank you.
see. Now what we wanted to do, since you were talking of salt earlier today, is soak it in a little salt water
Okay.
because that will sort of pull what is left out of that foot, and then it will get back into round. Okay. It might go into round when we do whatever we're doing here later, but we think that will help. It was clogged. That's causing the pain. People do not realize that the energy of something will make your physical body hurt. Do you know
Yes.
that?
Yes.
So, for example, if your heart hurts because you had a bad relationship and it's an emotional thing, it still hurts the chakra.
Actual physical pain. Yes. Yes, indeed.
Correct.
Yes.
And other things happen, especially down where the hip girdle is like this, and you got your root, and then your sacral chakra, and then the solar plexus, of course. Well, the solar plexus is enough above; it doesn't get caught in it. But the sacral chakra and the root sometimes need to be adjusted, and the hip girdle needs to be, put back into where it's supposed to be, because especially with women, sometimes if they have children, it gets out of whack, or somebody falls or something like that. So we like to sort of take our hands and sort of put it back. And sometimes because they're bones, they don't want to stay put. And so you have to do it 2 or 3 times to teach it to go back to where it is supposed to be, not where it wants to be. You see what we mean?
Yes. Yes.
Because people will go a long time with it wrong, you see. And so if you fix it, it'll say, no, that's not normal. We need to go back to where we were. And so we say, no, 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 go back. Go back and get where you're supposed to be. And when the hip girdle is wrong, it puts pressure on the backbone, you see,
Yes.
especially the tailbone and the vertebrae at the bottom of the spine. So we like to try to make sure that people have their hip joints. There are people listening to us saying, yes, yes. They know exactly what we're talking about. And so that's a thing to have correct. And sometimes if this part is not correct, you're going to have trouble with your feet chakra because it's not coming all the way down. You see what I mean?
Yes, yes. Thank you. That helps a lot. And I will definitely soak it today.
Yes,
Could we maybe call in Chinese doctor for some people in the comments? Yes?
yes, yes,
So
yes,
if you
yes. He
guys have
loves to
something you
work.
would like to have sorted or healed today, express it in the comments. And yeah, you're setting your intention, calling in Chinese doctor to come and do some healing for
Yes.
you, and we can clear some things that are going on, because most of the pain, it if you're ignoring, though, the funny thing, I asked why the foot, and they said, well, it's the red flag that is the perfect message to you. The higher self knew you would ask what is causing the pain, so this was to get your attention. So many of you are also getting the same thing. You are getting a red flag for something that needs to be addressed, and so this is a way of getting the message, so to speak.
Sometimes it's just an adjustment, because your bone is off or you've had an accident at some point or something like that. So it's not too hard to fix energetically, very hard to fix physically, if you see what we mean.
Yes. Lots of people are also having foot issues in the comments. Yeah.
Yes, well,
Uh,
sometimes it's because your chakra is closed. So you can also take your foot. If you can sit like vessel, like our vessel, cross leg like that, you can reach your foot. And you can take if you're right-handed, it's your right hand. And if it's left-handed, it's your left hand. But you'll take the energy, pull it through the crown chakra all the way down your arm and out your palm, because the chakra is here too, here and
right.
here. And you'll take it, go counterclockwise at the bottom of your foot where that chakra is, which is right in that little arch part, you see. And so you'll go counterclockwise and you just clear it and you'll just pull it out. Now don't just turn it loose, okay? You don't want it floating around the house or whatever. What you want to do is pull it out and ask one of the angels or your guide, please take this for me and get rid of it. They'll do it. They don't mind. They don't have other things to do. They
I
don't
just
like
want to
it when.
express, no, it doesn't have to just be physical pain. It can be any sort of, it can even be
That's
heart
right.
pain or anything like that. Just
If
express,
you're
out
yeah,
loud, express to the soul guides, I give consent to have you do some healing work on me at this time. And just ask them, set your intention and what you would
yes.
like to have healed.
We will tell you certain angels are very proficient at doing that. There are also very many Eastern beings that are very good at that. So you want to just ask whoever is available, let you know, to come help you. They will do that. And of course, the higher the vibration, the better it is. Chinese doctor was master in his life of very many energetic. That's why we call him an energy shifter. He's not really a doctor. He's really an energy shifter, which is why he's very good at fixing things like that.
Everything is energy. So if he's good at fixing energy blockages, then you're good at fixing almost anything then, basically.
That's right. He can shut the portal. He can do all of that kind of thing because it's what he does. And Archangel Raphael, he's the healer. He's the angel that heals. He's very good at doing that.
You can call in Raphael at any time, you guys. This is one of those things where if you don't ask, you don't get.
Correct. You're right. That's very smart to say that because it's true. And he always starts here at the crown. So you might feel him here. And even if you're laying on your bed, you will feel him work from here down. Okay. And you might feel so good you might not want to come back, but you have to. We're just saying that. Because it does feel very nice when beings work on you from there. But there are many that can do it. It's not one or two, it's a lot. So just ask them to do that.
Ali says, "Can guides ask to take away negative thoughts?" Yes, you can ask your guides to take away negative thoughts. I sometimes even visualize them myself. Kind of like something in your head that you just want to get removed. Like just visualize it as something like funky that you're just like, nope, getting that out of here,
The,
removing the
pro-
dark patch out of the head.
the, the problem with that is human beings are also in control of their thoughts. So the trick here is to train the mind,
Mm,
not to have them. And so what you can do is when you have the thought, every time you have the thought, go, wait a minute, that's not what I want to think.
yep.
And see it maybe like a trash. You're boiling it up and you're throwing it into a trash can and putting an X over it or something like that. We knew someone that would do that. It works pretty well. Or, you all use your computers all the time. Delete is a good thing. You can go up, thought I don't
Delete
want to have, delete, delete, delete.
like
Yes, it's
that.
very powerful. That
Delete the
that
thought.
they're very powerful. Or cancel,
It's
cancel
also
is
it's also important to note that half of your thoughts are not you. You pick them up from other people as well. So if some of your thoughts are quite negative, it might be that you're around negative people or watching something negative on TV that is influencing your thought patterns as well.
well less about that. You know where it really comes from? It comes from your past. That
Mm.
person that would say to you, you can't do that. Why are you doing that? What is wrong with you? You know that's not right. That person in your life who talked to you that way left that in your head. So what you'd say to that then is, you're not welcome here. You don't belong to me. I know where you came from. Go back there because you're not welcome here. You're not mine. I don't own you. Because very often people, even before they are born, even before they are talking, they will be told by an adult person, and it can be anyone, it can be grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, cousin, whatever. Doesn't matter. Friend of family. Oh, you just didn't do that right, did you? Oh, all the
Mhm.
negative that comes out of human beings' mouth.
Mhm.
And you can't blame them. They're just teaching you what they already learned themselves, and they don't know better. So feel sorry for that, or give them grace, we'll call it that, to say, don't we know you didn't know better, but it's still not ours. We're not going to own it. Go away. Go back to where you came from.
I like that.
And
I
when you
didn't
do
order this.
that,
Send it back to the kitchen, as you say.
correct, correct.
I
It is
like.
not what I want. Go away. Yes.
Mhm. Joanne said, "If you can heal anxiety performance, could you heal that for my other granddaughter? She's skilled and talented, but during a game, she shuts down. Usually, that's a trauma response, either from a past life or from something when they were younger. Yes, would you say?"
We would say it's more complicated than that.
Mm,
There is some fear, some internal fear that is making her not want to succeed. So
mm,
you have to ask yourself, are we making her do something she doesn't want to do, really? But she's trying to please us. Is she doing this for us or for herself? Talk to her, ask her, is this too much stress for you? Would you rather not do it? And if the answer is no, I don't want to do it, find something she wants to do. Why not? You
mm.
see, because
Yes,
people force children, especially, into situations they don't want to be in. They're trying to live vicariously through that child, and it's not fair to the child. Do you see what I mean?
yes.
Children
I
are
have a lot of
such,
pressure.
yes, but they're such beautiful little beings, and they want so hard to please you. It's like a dog or a cat. Oh, I want to, cats maybe not so much, but dogs are
I was
always like,
gonna
yes, yes,
say.
what can I do? What can I do? I want to do what makes you happy. You see, cats might be like, I don't care.
I
They
was
can
gonna
say.
say something. It depends on the cat more.
So depends on cat. Some cats like to be very, very good with the people. Some not so much. But the point here is make sure, as the grown-up person in the room, you're not pushing someone who is younger or smaller or more vulnerable into doing something that they really don't want to do. They're trying because they know you want them to do it, but it does not mean that's what they want to do. So ask, and be very plain. It doesn't matter if you want to do it or not. Either way is fine with me. You see, you have to
Yeah.
accept it. And the stress, and it's very horrible stress to be in a situation where you're an athlete on a field or a pianist trying to do a concert or whatever. They have to be really have the nature for that, whatever that is. And if they don't have the nature for it, they're not going to enjoy it. And they're going to push themselves into a place where they are really traumatized in a very deep and unsettling way. So don't do it. Don't do that to them. Now, sometimes both depression and anxiety, which are flip sides of one another, they're like two sides of the same coin. They will emerge when a person has had mental trauma because it has altered brain chemistry to some point that it's very hard for that person to not have anxiety. But the opposite of that is people are, oh, I have anxiety, it's terrible, I can't. They have to learn to deal with some things in life. That's true. So it's a very strange fine line between what is really truly anxiety or depression
Mm.
and what is being told to the child. If you keep telling the child they have that, they'll have it. You see?
One of my favorite quotes on this subject, before you diagnose yourself as clinically depressed, first make sure you're not just, in fact, surrounded by assholes.
That's one way to settle that. Yes, we would
So I
maybe
guess your
go that
environment
direction.
also says a lot about your whether or not you're depressed and if you're in the
Well,
right space, so to speak.
think about animals, okay? The tiger is one nature, isn't it? If it wants to go chase something down to eat, it will do that. It doesn't think about it. If it's learned that human beings are difficult and could kill them, maybe they go in a different direction because they've learned not to do that. But a rabbit is very timid. A rabbit can die when the weather changes because, oh, the wind is too much for it, or the
Mm.
rain, or the food isn't good enough. You see, it's like every creature has a nature of its own. And some children are very, very shy children. And some children, and maybe they won't stay that way. Maybe they'll grow out of that. That's possible. But when you push them constantly to do something that is against what they really truly are. If they want to be artists or musicians and you tell them they have to go be an athlete, how well is that going to work? You're going against the nature of that person. You see what I mean?
Oh yeah, yes. And this is why sometimes you have to shift things in a new perspective in a new way
That's
because
right.
you're not seeing things eye to eye. I'm going through that myself right now.
Well, you just have to understand where they're coming. What you do is put yourself in their position and listen to what they're telling you. They're not
Yes.
always good at communicating with words either. Sometimes it's in action. Sometimes, if they really can't stand something, they will act out, is what people call it. They're not acting out, they're trying to tell you, look, I can't do that. I can't handle it and I don't want to. And so it's your job to understand that's what it's about. And to say to them, let's try something else that maybe you would like better. And if they say, yes, let's do that, then guess what? It means they've been doing something they didn't want to do all along. But you have to ask them, you see. And some
Yeah.
children, for
Intelligent.
example, and some adult people too, they need a pet. They don't do well in the world without a pet. And why do they need a pet? Because the pet does not judge them. The pet is their companion no matter what. It doesn't expect anything but love and food, of course, and normal sort of things that you do to take care of any human being or pet. But they are, in a way, communicating with that person, that child, in a way that a human being cannot do. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it does.
And there are some people that have to have music, some people that have to have art, some people that have to have science, some people that have to learn languages and read. You see, that's what makes all human beings absolutely unique in the world. And what happens, unfortunately, more than probably half the time is they get so beaten down with people telling them they can't, they won't, they don't, they shouldn't. They
Mm-hmm.
never get to live their potential.
Yes.
Do you know one thing that we like about our vessel? Can we tell you?
Please.
People say, why did you choose our vessel? Why did you choose Angelica? Well, because she never sees people as bad. She always sees them as potential. She always sees people as their potential until eventually she sees that they're not going to try to be their potential. And that is always disappointing for her, but you can't make a person do something they don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So we like this, that when you see all human beings and pets as potential and what potential they can grow into, can you imagine all the scientists you'd have, all the musicians, all the Leonardo da Vinci's, all of the Michelangelo, all of the famous Beatles or whatever group you want to talk about, or musicians, whatever. Can you imagine the different beautiful? Imagine the psychics you would have if people were allowed. What is this right here? We don't like it. If people are allowed to be what they are naturally, why not? And the children that are coming into the world now, part of them at least have, not all of them, but part of them have the abilities that their parents wish they had, but won't ever exactly have. You understand what we mean?
Yes, definitely.
We think we
Well,
shocked you. Did we shock you?
I just it's all about trying to reach that potential, and it's when
Correct.
you
That's
can
true.
see that potential within yourself, it allows you to have that drive. But then there are times when we struggle to even see that potential within ourselves. In fact, it's easier, I think, to see potential within others than we
Correct.
can within ourselves because we're too close to the problem, so to speak.
Well, forest and trees, you've heard that all your life. Can you see the forest for the trees? No, you cannot. But
Mm,
that is where internal work becomes very, very important. And that is where you have to look inward to say, and some people blame themselves for everything, and some people never blame themselves for anything.
mhm.
So, there are two types of people in the world, really. And do you have to blame it all? Well, you have to take responsibility somewhere, sometime. Is it somebody else's responsibility what you eat? No, it's not. Yeah, is it somebody else's responsibility to make sure you have enough water? It's not. You see what we mean?
Yes.
Those are
Well,
just
like
examples.
Jessica just said something poignant. Sometimes I fear if I become a parent, I will be controlling like my parents.
Well, that is also something you know about your parents. So
You were
you
able
don't
to make
want,
that distinction. Yes,
if
that's
if
say you're
if
already
you
set apart.
if you acknowledge it, that is important. Oh, my parents were very controlling. Were they meaning to be controlling, or were they trying to protect you from the world? Because parents do that. Some parents want to keep you from doing anything that might get you in trouble or teach you not to get into trouble. But some children have to do that because they feel so restricted. You
Mm,
see, there's got to be a middle. In other words, consequences for things that are not right, and then to have freedom when you need to learn about yourself. You see, it's a very tricky line, isn't it?
Yes, it is, especially as a parent, because you're always trying to do the best you can, and it adds more pressure to the situation when that is the case.
Sometimes, and we talk to parents all the time, and what we tell them is, it's not your job. And they go, what? So we're going to say this carefully. It's not your job to always make sure you rescue your children from situations. Sometimes it's very important to say, you made that decision, so you have to make now the decision of how to get yourself out of that. Do
Especially
you
if you
see
save
what
them
I
from
mean?
consequences. Yes, that is sometimes you're denying them a soul lesson in this case, and then it
Correct.
back later on. Like, for example, a child that gets busted drinking alcohol at a young age, and the parents, rather than addressing it, they give you a slap on the wrist and say, well, it's the age. And then later on, they continue doing the same thing and it gets worse. And then they get in trouble for drunk driving or something. And then
Or they
other people
wreck.
get involved in the problem because you didn't address it early enough in the right way. So,
Correct.
yes.
And you are very right. But some parents want to rush out, and in older times people did not do that. They said, "Oh, you did that, you deal with it. We're not dealing with it."
Mm-hmm.
But in today's time, it's like, I want to save my child from everything. You can't do that because you are taking from them, you are stealing from them the opportunity to learn about themselves, first of all, and
Mm-hmm.
second, about how to deal with reality and your 3D physical life. You're in a body for a reason. You're not in a body for a reason. That sounded weird, didn't it? But you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
You have to deal with your physical surroundings. That's why you are here. Not everyone came here from Earth either. Some souls came from different places.
When you're born into a family that doesn't understand you, that is also quite a painful thing. I've been
Yes,
having a lot of conversations with starseeds in private recently, and this is a very common issue: is that you come into a
yes,
family that does not understand you one bit.
correct. We see that all the time as
And they
well.
still
And
try and fit you into their box, their idea of who you should be. And so when you are meant to do different things, sometimes even though you're doing very well in your own right, they can feel that level of disappointment because you're not meeting their expectations.
correct. Because they are living through the child, they are not living their own best life.
Yes.
Now, some parents are selfish and don't care about what happens to their kids. And that is not good either. So it's this weird mixture of things that happens with people and children, parents and children, we'll say it like that.
Yeah.
So we would say to be very careful. If you want to have children, be careful. You know, make sure you do the best job you can do. Will you be perfect at it? You will not be. You're not supposed to be. Because
Yes.
in the connection with the child, you are learning too, you see. And one day you might go, oh my gosh, my mother used to do that. Oh, my father used to do that. I don't want to be like that. And you may go totally the opposite direction of that, and which may or may not be good. But
I
if you try to figure out why they did it, then you might go, oh, I get it now. You see, you might understand
I used to
that.
judge my mother very heavily about what happened in my parents' divorce. I had a lot of resentment and anger as to how it went down, and I felt very because I was very connected with my father, and when I felt that my father was he got the shit end of the stick, so to speak, as they say. And I held that as a grudge for many years. And then as I got older and I got into my own situations and had to go through 2 divorces of my own, now I get it. Now I
Yes,
understand why she made the decisions she made. Now I understand the pressure she was under. Now I understand that she was still growing up because I'm still growing up.
yes,
I'm less mature,
yes,
I think, than she was at that point at this age. And I'm the same
yes,
age now that she was when she got the divorce. And
yes,
so now my shoes, I'm wearing her shoes, so to speak, in a way. And
yes.
I have a whole new perspective on it that I did not have as a teenager. As a very angry, upset, hurt teenager.
Well, that's common. Again, for the age, teenagers do tend to react that way to things because that is where you are, but it's not where she was. And
Yeah.
we understand this through. And children need to understand in this that your parents have a life too.
Yeah.
And their lives and your life intersect constantly back and forth. So you want to treat your children with care and you want to treat your parents with care. And that's hard for people to do. It's a
Yeah.
learning experience. And it depends on the culture you come from too. In Eastern cultures, they learn more to be respectful of parents and to try to do as they are asked. And that is one extreme, but it's what their culture is, you see, what we mean?
You have to give yourself grace to allow yourself to make
Yes,
mistakes. A lot of us
correct.
beat each other up. We beat ourselves up so badly. There was one time where I took Aiden to the zoo, and every single picture I took of him, he made a funny face. And rather than just saying, okay, let's have a serious face one now, I got annoyed. I actually got yelled at him, and I was like, come on, let me just have one serious picture here. And he started crying, and I felt like the worst parent in the world. I started sobbing at the zoo because I yelled at him because he wasn't making. So now we have this thing where we make one silly face, one nice face, one silly face, one nice face, and it became this whole big thing. But I beat myself up for weeks for making him cry at the zoo. I was like,
Yes,
what is wrong with me? Why did I care that much? Like, but it made me realize, how serious we do take these things. And sometimes we overreact in ways that we don't even understand when we're overreacting. And
and
so
where did that come from in your past? It's got
my
to have
parents,
come
without
from
a doubt,
some.
my parents were like that.
Yes,
Yes, without a doubt.
yes.
Yes.
And so suddenly you have a really inspired view of it. Oh my gosh, that's why I did that. Oh, it's terrible I did that because they would have done that to me. You see what we mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's that two-part thing. Oh, that's where it came from. Oh, I did the same thing to him. I don't want to be like that. So now it's balanced,
Exactly. Now,
because, and
and
he
he didn't forget. This
probably,
was 3 years ago. And even now, every time we take pictures, he's like, all right, here's the silly one. And then he's like, okay, here's a nice one. Like he didn't
he,
forget.
no, he
And
did
that
not.
children are sponges. I mean, that was 3 years ago. He was only 5 years old when that happened. And he still
And he's,
remembers.
because he's trying to accommodate you.
I
And
know. I
yet
know. That's why
he,
it hurt me so bad. I was like, I'm
he,
so sorry.
he enjoyed making the faces, but he wanted to accommodate you too. So this is a perfect answer to that. And no, he did not forget. He does not forget much. Children
No.
do not forget much unless it's so terrible they have to. Then they do. You see
Yeah.
what we mean? And it's very unfortunate in the world as it is that people have to forget what is so terrible. And yet it happens, things that are terrible.
Yeah.
So we are saying to all parents is be careful what comes out of your mouth before you speak it. Be careful what you do, what you say. Don't react like your parents. Stop and think about it. Do I really want to do that to my child? On the other hand, don't let your child get away with everything or they will be in trouble later down the road. As
Mhm.
you were talking about, driving under influence of drugs or alcohol or whatever, they will never get over that. So
Mm-mm.
better to stop it before it gets started. And
Mhm.
yet, a lot of people don't realize if you can do yoga or qigong or something like that with them, what does that teach them? Discipline and beauty and art, all in one thing. Isn't that amazing? And we think Christopher should teach children too how to do qigong. We're just throwing that in case he's listening to us. That's pretty funny, don't you think? He's going to go, what? Message for me? Okay.
Uh,
We are
Thank
amused
you
by
so much,
that.
Siddhartha. Really, you've always given me a lot to think about.
We are happy to talk to you because you bring up very practical things.
Thank you.
People get so hung up on the phenomenal part of the metaphysical life, the spiritual life, that they don't realize that, there is more, that there
Everything
is
you do is
also.
spiritual to a degree. Even washing the dishes can be spiritual.
You are correct, because we often tell people if you don't have what it takes to sit still, if you're attention deficit or something like that, then you want to do a meditation by standing, by walking, by doing dishes, by vacuuming your floor, by mopping, whatever you do. You'd have a very clean house that way, wouldn't you? If you were always in an altered state when you were doing those things, correct? But that's what Zen people do. That's why they're called doing meditations, where you're doing something because you can't sit still. And
Yes.
some people can't do it. Now some people can't. They have physical issue. They want to lay down. Fine, do that. They want to sit. Sit. Do what is comfortable for you. You want to hold the cat if that makes you feel good. All right. We don't think the cat might necessarily like it, but you can try.
You must
Some of
get
our
consent of the cat first.
Yes, there some of our people have both cats and dogs, some just have cats. Sometimes they'll say, in your energy, Siddhartha, these two cats who hate each other are laying on each knee, one on its knee, one on its knee. What is going on with it? They hate each other, they fight all the time. Our energy can do that, you see, because it's
Mhm.
what we do. How's your foot?
It's not hurting at all right now. Thank you.
We liked it.
No, thank
We
you. I
liked
like
it.
that as well. Thank you. Very,
See,
very great.
when you have guides that you're talking to and they talk to you, be very specific with them and say, what am I missing here? What are you not telling me? Come on, tell me what I need to know exactly. Don't because they'll only tell you enough to get you so far. They're not going to tell you everything unless you ask them.
They like to play very coy.
Oh yes, what were you talking? Well, let's tell you. Of course, you got to, but you have the right to ask them whatever you want to.
And they have the right
Sometimes
to
it's
tell me to figure it out on my own, which they often do. They'll
they
say,
can
"Well,
do that.
I'll give
They
you a
can
hint,
do that.
but you got to figure it out the test here."
Sometimes it's true. But sometimes, if you just ask, they'll give you the answer. They're not trying to hide anything. However, sometimes they speak like we do, which is they'll give you one sentence that can mean 50 things, right?
Mhm.
Have you noticed that?
Mhm.
Because we do that
Yes.
with people. We'll say something, they'll go, oh, that's what they mean. Oh, that's not what they mean. Oh, they must mean that. Then one day, oh, that's what he means. Got it, got it. And then the next day it'll be something different. But it's amusing to us anyway. No, no, we're not teasing you. Somebody's saying, oh, you're just teasing us. No, we're not doing that. So, do you want to take questions or what do you want to do?
There's been some very wonderful comments that people are in agreement. To just want to say thank you. For example, Julianne just left a lovely comment. I always guide my children, even my 7-year-old, but I let them make mistakes as this helps them learn. If I
Correct.
intervene, it does them no good. In fact, my oldest daughter has sorted out issues herself at school regarding bullies. She didn't want me to intervene. I didn't. I respected her wishes and she sorted it. I had faith that she would. Fair play to her, I say. Love this conversation, Siddhartha. Thank you, Lara, for hosting. Thank you,
Yes,
Julianne. Lovely
we liked it. It's very nice.
comment. Yes, very grateful.
And
And
does anyone have question for us?
we
And what
have a
else do they
question
say?
for Siddhartha today. And there's just a lot of comments. I think a lot of people are resonating with this because Christmas time is always a painful time for family.
Yes,
For a
yes,
lot of people. My stepfather, for example, I did a clearing on him the other day, and they said there are 3 generations worth of mental pain in his mindset between his son, his father,
yes,
and his grandfather. He's embodying all of their
yes.
pain and anguish and all of the things that he remembers for things that their struggles, and that it comes every December. It makes him depressed, and I always wondered why that is. Why so many people bring up the past and choose to dwell upon that around Christmas time? Is it?
Pa- yes, part of it is the build up of Christmas. It's got to be this perfect, romantic, beautiful thing with the lights and the food and the presents. And some people don't have that. Some people are not gifted with that kind of relationship within their own family or within even their immediate family with the husband or the wife or the whatever. And so it is the romanticizing of that holiday that makes it very hard for people. We knew someone that spent like $5,000-6,000 on their relatives, was very angry about it, that they had to spend that kind of money.
Mm.
And so what we told them is you don't have to. What you do is you maybe make them something or give them smaller gifts or do what you can do, not what you are uh, supposed to do or what you feel you are obligated to do. It's not about obligation. So you change your perspective, and by doing it, you go, I love that I'm giving them this. And maybe you're giving them the antique ring that belonged to the grandmother or something that you never wear. But that to them may be a big deal, you see?
Yeah.
Or something that comes down to the family that you can give to someone else. Or if you're an artist, let them choose some of your artwork or something like that. Or if you like to cook, make something. But you don't have to spend tons and tons of money because some people just don't have that to do. And they feel so obligated to it. And
This is why
then
I
from
love
the,
making gifts. I make baked goods. I make I make my own vanilla extract. I
oh,
make my
very
own
nice.
glaze. I make all sorts of different things. I love to give gifts that I make myself. It has my energy and my love in it.
Yes,
They can feel
yes,
my love when they use it.
correct. And it is there, always there. So we'll tell you too that the resentment you feel for giving a gift that you can't afford to give will go away because you won't have that. What you will get back is the joy of, I am sharing part of me with you. And just
Yes.
go that way. You don't have to give a gift to every single person you know. You don't have to. Sometimes just being yourself is gift enough. And
Hmm.
that is a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. And so you
Sometimes
shift
just your
your,
presence is the best gift, making
correct,
an effort to
an
go see
appearance.
somebody. Yes, that
Yes,
is.
an
Yes.
appearance. Yes,
Mhm.
true. And so what can happen is from going from resentful, oh, I have to give this gift, you go to, ah, isn't it nice I can share my love of this or that with that person? Why not? Why not?
Mm.
And then you become very happy to share. And you know what happens when you share a gift? It always comes back to you in a different way, doesn't it?
Does what you send out, you receive back 100%. I believe
Correct.
that. Yes.
And you know what Vesel did not too long ago? She sent, it's too funny for us to say, but she sent a $7 donation to something that was very worthwhile cause, but that's what she had was $7 to do it. So she sent. And so it was too funny. Then things started coming back in. She's like, where is this coming from? And we reminded her of the $7 gift she sent to this organization that was trying to fly helicopter for people that were sick. And she couldn't stand it. She really couldn't. So she gave them seven. She had $7. That's what she gave them. So we think that's too funny too. That sometimes a thing like that comes up, or it doesn't always have to be to a specific person. And sometimes you give other things. She's very good at giving away um, gifts with us. Sometimes she'll do that. She'll say, "Do you think we can do a thing for them because they can't afford it?" And I was like, "Yes, let's do that. That's good." And so
Mhm.
we'll do that. Or if somebody needs more time, sometimes we'll do that too. But a lot of times it's what you give. It always comes back. It always comes. But don't be resentful that you did it and then don't expect for it to show up on the doorstep the next day. It'll come a different way. That is karmic too. You see what we mean?
Yes. Oh, yes.
We're very proud of you. Do you want to know why?
Why? Thank you, my friend. Why?
Proud when we say it doesn't mean like human being proud. Oh, like that. Not like that. We are proud in a very metaphysical way, which is our heart is full of joy that you are changing, that you are becoming yourself, that you are being more you. We love that. We love it. And in that work on yourself and making very difficult decisions that you've had to make, we are very, very proud of that. And it gives us great joy in our, well, this is a physical heart, but our energetic hearts that you are doing that well. It's very nice to see it, and we're so proud of you. And we think if you go back and listen to that first thing that we did with you privately, you'll hear that when we talk to you. What do you think of that?
I will listen today. Thank you. Thank you so
But we
much.
are we are so delighted with you. We are, and with all of you, because you're here talking to us today and leaving lovely comments. We love that about you. Now, do you want a brief meditation since no one seems to have questions? What do you want to do?
Sure. Sure. That would
What
be wonderful.
time, what time do we have? Do we have enough time?
We have time. Yes, we can do a 10-minute meditation if that's all right.
Sure, we'll do a quick alignment. How about that?
That would be wonderful. Thank
Let
you.
us think about that for a second. Shall we do that? Oh, we want to invite you all to come to our event because it's really Siddhartha's event because we talked
I'm
them
sharing
into
the
it.
link for you now so everybody can join. I will be there as well, my friend. Thank you.
We want you to do that. We're going to do tea ceremony on the 1st, and on the 24th we'll do. Let's get rid of all of the stuff that we are. What do we call baggage that we are carrying? You know, people carry baggage here energetically. Do you know that?
Yeah.
We wanted to tell you one more thing. When you clear someone, be sure what you do with your hands. Put them like this. Walk to the kitchen or the bathroom. Turn on the cold water and let the cold water run over your chakras, okay? Because that will get rid of that energy, so you're not keeping any of it, and will also shut your chakra, okay?
Sounds wonderful. Thank you, my friend.
Don't forget, because you don't want to walk around with other people's stuff.
No, you don't. I always do
No,
this.
you
I
don't.
always that when I'm doing Reiki on someone, I'm like, nope, go away.
Well, you don't want to do it in the air because it will
Ah,
disperse. You want to do this and go turn the water
even
cold,
better
not hot.
suggestion.
You're not
Thank you.
getting rid of germs, you're getting rid of energetics, okay? So it does not need to be hot, okay? We're just going to say that. Now, if you're worried about germs, that's a different procedure. That's a bad joke, isn't it?
All your
With that
jokes are
little terrible, always terrible. All right, so let's go here. We want to thank all of you for coming today. We hope you will join us on those 2 days because we love it when you come. And if you can't come, you'll get the recording anyway once you have done whatever paperwork you need to do with Christopher. And we are so pleased to see you all. And we think of you often. We hear your thoughts. Don't forget that you're not just talking to yourself. You might think so, but you're not. And we want you to know that we do hear you, and we know that sometimes you are in pain. We understand that. Ask, we'll help you. We'll help you. And we mean that with all great sincerity. And we're capable of doing it. And some of you know that, some of you don't, but some of you know that. Just try. Why not? What do you have to lose? Nothing. So try. So, with that, let's go this way. Let's take a nice, beautiful breath in with golden light coming through the top of the crown chakra. And breathe in like that, all the way down, down, down to solar plexus. And hold that for 1 second. Think of all the things that don't work for you anymore relationships, jobs, whatever. Now breathe out, out, out. And again, we do this 3 times, so this will be the second time. Breathe in, beautiful golden light, all the way down. Oh, you feel it in your backbone, don't you? And down, down to your solar plexus. Hold it. Think of what you no longer need in your life and breathe it out, 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 out. And one more time. Beautiful golden light in through the crown chakra, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, hold it. And now pull in the energies that you want and then breathe out, 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 out. Beautiful. From the top of your head, you will feel touching or pressure or something like that. Tingle too, that happens. And we'll clap and we'll open that for you. Very good. Ah, nice, very nice. We'll clear the outside of your fields. We like to do that. Okay. Look in your mind. What color do you see? You should see gold or white through the top of your head. But what is the color you see around your body? If it looks gray or cloudy, you'll clear that out and then you'll have a color, okay? And now we'll go to third eye. We'll clap. We'll clear that front to back with it. There you go. Just like that. And we'll open it very nicely. How beautiful you all are. Yes, yes, sometimes people see purple, but you can see any color that is tuned to you. Healers sometimes have blue-green there. Sometimes they have another color there. Sometimes gold or white. Okay. Now we go down to the throat chakra. 1, 2, 3. Make sure your crown, your third eye, and your throat are all in alignment. Good. Now we open the throat chakra. If yours is closed, it's because you're not speaking your truth. And you do want to do that. You understand? Speak what your truth is and speak it gently. You don't have to get into a fight with people. You don't have to do any of that. Just say, I have this idea and I'd like to share it with you. And it may not resonate, but if it doesn't, that's okay. And speak what message you get for that person. And if they say, no, no, that makes no sense to me, just say, that's okay. Just thought I'd share that with you. Now we go to heart. 1, 2, 3. The heart is always clogged up with very vast emotion that is sometimes difficult for people. Grief, pain, suffering, uh, jealousy, all kinds of things like that. So think about all of that. Clear it. You don't need it. It does not help. Now see, whatever you want to take it away. You can have birds take it, butterflies, the archangels, Chinese doctor. You can let a balloon take it to above if you want to. You can have something else, Gaia, take it to earth if you want to. However you want to, we'll do it again. We'll clear the emotions out of your heart. Just like that. Not the bad, not the good ones, not the love, not the things like that, but everything else that you don't want to keep. The things that make you have pain. We don't want to get rid of that. Now we're going to go down from the heart to the solar plexus. 1, 2, 3. And all of the emotions that you keep buried that hurt you, your pain, fear, anxiety, depression, uh, whatever disturbance you have, let's get rid of that. There we go. We'll clear that. This is very difficult. That one doesn't want to open proper. There we go. And we'll put the light back and forth through there. Very nice. Okay. Now down to the sacral chakra. They call it sacral for a reason. It's sacred. Okay. And it also lines up with your backbone. So we're going to clear it. You might feel it in your spine. Okay. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Some of you have stuff wrapped around your spine. We'll get that out. The sacral chakra allows you to be connected to earth. It allows you to be connected to other. All right. You know, and it's a beautiful thing. People say, oh, it's fertility. It's not. It's for what you find, what you believe to be sacred. So you have crown chakra that reaches up, and then you have the sacral chakra and the root chakra that reaches down. Okay, so now let's go down to the root. 1, 2, 3. When you open the root chakra, what happens is you'll get grounded. You'll feel the energy go up into the hip bones and down the legs to the knees. Some of you have bad knees. Let's see if we can fix that. And one and the other one. There we go, like this. Okay. There we go. Very good. And down to the ankles. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go, like that. And now into the feet, and the feet chakra will open them both at the same time. Here we go. And one more. Okay, that side. Counterclockwise and allow whatever's there, we'll take it out. All right, allows your energetic to go into earth. Gaia, she'll take it for you. She will do that. Now let's go back to the shoulders. Let's go up and down the neck bones. 1, 2, 3. Up and down that. And let's clear the baggage off your shoulders. You do not need to keep other people's baggage there. So we go 1 and 2 and both sides. Gone, right? Okay. Between the shoulder joints, back and forth. Some people have some arthritis. They will clear that and will give you a little energetic bandit. That's very good. Okay, and down to the elbows. 1, 2, and we'll do that. Ah, so nice. And then into the wrist. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Some of you have pain because you use your phone and computer too much. Let's just see if we can clear that for you. Very good. Now up into the thumb joints. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Put your hands palm up, please. And we'll do all your fingers. We'll do this side first. Clear, clear, clear. And then the other side. Clear, 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 clear. And now from your palm chakra, we are going to open them. 1, 2, 3. We'll do this side first. There we go. You'll feel heat or tingle. The palm chakras are very sensitive. And then the other one, we'll do that. You have to use the other hand for that. It makes it harder. Oh, we feel that. All right, so let's do both. Very nice. All right. Now, from top of the head, someone is grinding their jaw. You know where this little bone is that holds the jaws together? All right, don't grind your teeth. We're going to clear that. Okay, it'll help your ears too because there's so much stress there. Oh, very good. And down under the chin, up over the ears. You've got a lot of pressure points in the ears. You know that? All right, now. All right, here we go. Now we'll go from top of the neck, down, 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 all the way to the base of the spine and back up. All the chakra in alignment perfectly. You see it? There you go. Very nice. Any place in your body that there is pain, pay attention to it. Tell it it needs to leave now and send energy to that spot. Okay? You can borrow our energy. We don't mind if you do that. Yes, that's exactly how you do it. Like that. How beautiful. That is very nice. Now, as if you are looking at yourself from outside of your own body, what colors do you see? What color is your crown chakra? What color is your third eye? What color is your throat chakra? Make sure it's open. Okay. Go down to the heart. What color is your heart chakra? And yes, there's a chart that has the colors, but they may not be your colors. Okay. Go down to your solar plexus. Can you feel it in your back? That's right. Then down to the sacral chakra. Isn't that nice? Yes, you might feel it at the bottom of your spine. Yes. You might feel it also in your hip joints too. Then down to the root. And at the root, you'll feel the energy go back up into the hip joints and down the legs, to the knees, to the ankles, to the solar, to the little, what is it called? The little chakras in the bottom of the feet, and your feet. Right, okay. And then each one of your little toes, your little pinky toe, fourth toe, third toe, second toe, big toe. Yes? All right. Now visualize yourself in a beautiful golden bowl or egg. It can look like an egg if you wanted to. Make it bigger. That's right. Doesn't that feel nice? We think it does. You're all beautiful. You're all gentle. You're all kind. You all have a life ahead of you that can be the best life you've ever considered to live. And you will be good at it. Don't live in what was. Don't live in what will be. This moment is just fine. Truly. Now, just take a moment and make a wish of some kind. It doesn't matter. Up to you what you want to wish for. Yes, we hear somebody say one more than one wish. Okay, make it two. Yes, it can be for other people if you want. With the caveat that they have free will, so they may not accept it, but try. Doesn't hurt to wish for them. It's like a gift in a way. Whatever you are struggling with, let it go. It's not important right now. Can be physical pain, can be mental pain, emotional pain, could be a decision you have not yet made. You will make it when it's time. Trust yourself. All right. Now take another breath and release it. Is your whole body tingling? We hope so. Now, when you're ready, and only when you are ready, take your time. Come back into your body in a way that is very good. Yes, take your time. When you're completely in, you'll know, you'll feel it. It'll feel like a snap you'll just know, okay? You'll feel it. You'll know you're in. Some of you got a little floaty, we think. That's okay. Floaty is good. You could do this every day, morning and night, if you want to.
Thank you so much, Siddhartha. That was
You're
amazing.
welcome.
It was
You
lovely.
feel better.
I do. I do. I was feeling very floaty until all of a sudden I got head to toe chills. Like, I had chills run through my whole body, and my room got very cold. I definitely got a visitor just now. I don't know who it was, but they made the room cold.
We are not thinking that was visitor. We think that was your
Oh,
body's radar. Do you know what that is? Your physical radar.
no. Well, yeah, to
Some
a degree.
Sometimes some people feel nauseous, for example. Some people get a shiver up and down their back. Sometimes hair stands up on the arm or the neck. But it's a way for you to understand that the energy has shifted.
Okay.
It doesn't
Felt the
always
nausea.
mean
Yes.
there's a being there. We would not allow a being in where we
No, I
are
didn't
with
mean
you.
negative being. No, just because the room gets cold, sometimes that's actually very positive beings coming in because they
Yes.
all entities do that regardless of it's their high or low in light.
Well,
So,
ask them to be warmer so that they will do that for you.
mm,
You didn't think of that.
that was very profound. Thank you. And especially when you got to the solar plexus,
Yes.
the sacral, my stomach immediately started to feel nauseous. So I was like, okay, there's something that needs to be released. And I started like snapping my fingers there, and it started to clear away, and it was gone within about 10 seconds. So that was
Very
good.
good. Well, it's emotional. A lot of really difficult emotions get stuck there. Everyone thinks it's in the heart. It's not. The bad ones, the fear, the anger, the upset, that gets stuck in your solar plexus. Have you ever
Yes.
heard people say, "Oh, it feels like they hit me in the gut"? Well, of course, because they did, energetically speaking.
Yeah.
They did do that. And so it's good to clear that. And you know, anger can be a helpful thing. It can save your life if you need it.
Yes.
Fear can save your life if you need it, but the trick is you don't keep what it is.
Mm.
You know, you say, I'm letting all of that go and I'm only going to use it when I need it, and then I will let that go. You see? It's
Mhm.
very interesting, isn't it?
It is indeed. Wow. Marcy says she fell asleep. So
That
where'd you
happens
go,
to people.
Marcy?
People tell us that all the time that they can't stay awake. We get it. It's all right. You're still in an
Have a
altered
very
state.
soothing voice, Siddhartha. Just saying.
Ah, thank you. We borrow it. That's a
Yes.
bad joke, isn't it? Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Oh, yes. But many people are saying they feel much lighter now as well. They feel very at peace.
Very good. We like it.
Wonderful.
All right. Shall we give you a blessing before we go?
Yes. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. We're always happy to talk to you. All right. So we'll say, as we always do, we wish for you what you wish for yourself. And we mean that because to give you your own wish is our gift. It's our best gift we can give to you. So we wish for you what you wish for yourself. We say to you, our mantra, which is Om Mani Padme Hum. And what it means is we honor the jewel in the lotus, the soul and the body that you are. And we thank you for being, the person, the essence that you are. You are not separate from everything else. You are, in fact, the same. It's hard to understand that, but try, you'll get it. So Om Mani Padme Hum, we thank you for coming today. And we love you, we bless you, we keep you, we hear you, we promise you we hear you. We also understand sometimes the pain that you feel and the experiences that you have. And we hope we help you with it. But we honor you today the way that you have honored us. And we hope we see you again soon. So we will say to you our favorite word, which is we see the divine in you, we also see in ourselves, and namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Babaji.
He said thank you as he was. I'm
Oh,
surprised
welcome
the
back.
I'm surprised the cat did not come in while we were doing this because he likes to be here with Siddhartha.
Wow, what a wonderful chat. Thank you so much. Really.
Our
My room
pleasure.
still feels freezing though. I'm turning on my heating. This is ridiculous. It's so cold in here
Well,
all of a sudden.
it's cold here. It is really cold here, and I was, like I said, I couldn't get my thermometer to work properly, but now I'm pretty sure it's cold in here. Of course, I turned the fan on. Why I did that is a good question.
Circulating the energies in the room.
I guess that does happen. That's pretty funny.
Oh, thank you so much for that, Angelica. Really, this was just what we needed.
You're welcome. You're very welcome, and we always are very grateful that you're willing to have a little chat with us.
Are
That's
you
nice
kidding? You're
that
one
you
of my favorites people in the whole world to chat with.
are. That's brave of you. That's a bad joke, isn't it?
I'm realizing that on January 8th is going to be on a Wednesday. Should we have you back for Siddhartha Day 108?
We can.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with my schedule, but I think that would be all right.
Yeah, let's have a Siddhartha Day 108. So January 8th we'll have as our Siddhartha Day and we'll bring him back then. Is that cool?
Let me make sure I have that date available. I just got a new calendar.
That would
It's
be
terrible when
wonderful. Because I would
it's
love to honor him
terrible.
in some way that day. I'm going to get creative about it. I don't know how.
He's laughing at you now. You know that, right? He's just over
I love
here
it.
cracking up.
January 8th is official Siddhartha Day.
108. He likes to give people
I
that
know.
number. So if people are
No,
seeing 108 all over the place, you know why
I
now.
see 108 all the time. In fact, he likes to show off, I swear. Like that one time we had a
He
chat with
does.
him on the call, and then literally 20 minutes later, I'm on the road and I see a car in front of me with the Baba G license plate, and I nearly just died laughing. I laughed my butt off for like 10 minutes. I was like, "You're really showing off, aren't you, with the Baba G license plate?"
That's pretty funny. What are the chances of that happening?
That's what I
All
mean.
right,
Like, spirit be spiriting, as they say.
I'm gonna write you in here because I don't see anything on this calendar yet.
Wait, all right, January 8th it is. Siddhartha Day. We're making
At
it a
10
thing.
o'clock. I'll
Yep.
put it right in there. It's crazy to have a January calendar already. I mean, it just seems so silly to me to have one, but I've been filling it up. It's going to be full before you know it.
Yeah, early. So I'm going to share the link one more time for everybody. Make sure that you join Angelica for our special holiday workshop. I will be there as well.
2 parts.
Yep, 2-part holiday workshop. Love that.
And like I said, the second part you'll need to bring tea, an empty cup, and a vessel that has the tea in it that you'll pour into the cup. So you can use a teapot. I have tons of them, but maybe most people don't. I'm a tea fanatic, so I have pots all
I
over the
love tea.
place.
I'm a big tea
And
fan.
if you want to use a mason jar, it doesn't matter, just as long as it doesn't hurt you. If it's not too hot or cold, whatever. and then just have a regular cup. That a mason jar would actually be a pretty good use a thing to use, wouldn't it? Because
I
it
use
would
them for
be.
everything. Why not? I
Yeah,
use
I
them for.
think so too. They're very practical, and they're
Uh-huh.
pretty hardy. They're really pretty hardy. How
Okay.
nice this day has been. How lovely.
No. Well, thank you so much for today. Really, it's just you've raised our vibe so high today, and we're gonna have a wonderful day. Thank you.
I'm
Thank you
glad
so
to.
much, Angelica, and many thanks to our Baba G as well, who we love so much.
Yeah, he likes it. He likes it. I can still feel him. He's right here by my elbow.
Giving him the biggest astral hug right now. And many thanks also for that message, that personal message he sent, because that meant a lot. In fact, I'm probably going to listen to that a couple more times before the end of today.
He's really good about knowing when somebody is in need. He's
Yes,
really good about it. And
I have been
so
going through a lot, so that was very supportive, and the advice was perfectly what I needed to hear, as always. So
he
thank you.
wanted to make sure that you knew that you had a message from him on there. So I was like, I'm sure she is listened to all three. No, no, just make sure. Okay.
My soul
So
guides,
that,
they're keeping me together right now, because normally big changes like this would scare the hell out of me and I would be very distraught, but I've got so much support from spirit right now. They're taking very good care of me, and I'm
just
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 very
remember
emotional.
just remember this, which is you never have to be really afraid of anything. Almost nothing in the world is something that you can't come back from, whether it's financial or emotional or whatever. The universe makes it possible to recover from things that maybe aren't so good. But just remember, it's good to make changes when something doesn't feel good anymore. And you can outgrow a person, you can outgrow a job, you can outgrow a situation. And sometimes it happens, especially with people that are very much on a path of enlightenment and evolving. So don't worry about that. You don't have to be afraid of anything.
I
Trust me,
have
they
my
won't
eye
let
on
you
the prize
fall.
right now. That's all I'm focusing on is the work, manifesting the kind of future I would like to have and to see the world manifest. So that's what I'm going to focus on.
That's the best way to do it. He is telling me that did you not hear his message about your abilities? He wants you to notice what he was
I
saying about that.
No, I did. That is also another part. Like I said, I have been very much arguing with my higher self about my higher self says, slow down, you don't need to rush. And me says, but slow down. Like, do you know what time it is? Like, we got
Well,
stuff to do here.
there really is divine timing. Oops, my new setup
Yes.
here. There really is divine timing, and even when you want to do it faster or slower, whichever the case may be, it's not going to happen until it's supposed to. That's just
I know.
that's just the nature of the universe. It just when you least expect it, that one day you'll turn around and there will be people in your kitchen that you didn't invite in,
I think the
or
frustrating part is like I know they could just hit a switch. So I know if they really
it
wanted to turn it on, they could, but
it,
it's not
it
the right time yet, and they don't want to overwhelm me yet. So they're
that's
like, no,
it.
you're gonna have to wait.
It also there's a physical component to all of this, and that's what people don't get. And until you're physically sort of in a place where you can handle something, you don't get it.
Well, I'm drinking my beetroot juice. I did my 13-day fast. I'm working on the healing the body part too.
Very
That's
good.
the
That's
hardest and most annoying part, really, is healing the vessel at the same time.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know that exactly what you mean. I get it. I get it.
Uh-huh.
Well, this has been a lovely couple
It
of
really
hours,
has.
and
Thank you
we
guys for
really
joining us.
enjoy you and thank you for inviting us. It's very sweet. And I did put you on my calendar, so don't forget.
Thank you. It's Siddhartha Day it is, guys. I love it. Can't wait. It's gonna be our national holiday.
He's funny. He's saying maybe we could have a snack. You don't need a snack.
I owe him a birthday cake, if you remember, birthday cupcakes. I promised him I would bring him cupcakes at some point. They're gonna be all organic, made with all vegan ingredients. I'm gonna make sure that he has a good cupcake for one of his birthdays.
It's really funny. There's so many different birth dates for him because he was
I
born a
know
long
that's why I
time
said
ago.
multiple birthdays.
And people will say, "Is that your birthday?" And he'll say, "Yes." It's like I don't think he knows if it is or if it isn't. He thinks they're all good, and he tells people they need to have a new birthday. Sometimes he tells them that. It's pretty funny, but true. So funny.
Well, I love you all, especially you, Angelica.
Mm.
Thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you at the workshop.
All righty then. Well, take care and have a
Love
good
you
day.
guys. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and don't forget, Kim Beekman is going on a star in 15 minutes. So go join Kim Beekman in 15 minutes if you've got some time. Mwah. Bye, guys. Have a good day. See you soon.
Bye.